Hey everyone, this is a 2006 R6s. I've been looking on YouTube to find a video on how to change the brake and clutch lever myself, and I was able to find a universal, but not able to find an exact R6s. But any model from 2003 to 2005 R6 and 2006 to 2008 R6s. These are the levers, and this is exactly what you have to do to change. So basically, to do this job, all you need is a 10mm socket wrench and a flathead screwdriver. These are the new levers that I decided to get. You can order them online on Amazon. Got them for about 40 bucks. And this is how you put them on. So to start, we're gonna start on the brake side. For the brake side, you're gonna need that 10mm socket and a screwdriver. With the flathead screwdriver, go ahead and loosen it up, holding the other side of the 10mm nut. So once you've got that nut off the other side, you can go ahead and just keep loosening the screw that goes all the way through. Once that's all the way off, that'll go ahead and slide right out, and that'll allow you to pop the brake lever right off. So once your old brake lever's off, you're now ready to install the new one. To install the new one, line up all the holes and place the bolt back through the center all the way up to the threads. Once it's all the way through, go ahead, tighten it down. When tightening it, make sure to not tighten it too much, because you want to make sure there's still enough room for the brake to engage. Once you've got the bolt on, you're now ready to replace the 10mm nut that you took off. Once you get the nut back on the other side, it's time to tighten it down. As a finished result, you should hear, that means that your brake is now attached and engaging the brake system. So we're now on the clutch lever side. On the clutch lever side, a screwdriver is not necessary. All you need is your finger and that 10mm socket. So to remove this, you have to go ahead and use your thumb, push down on it so that the bolt doesn't slide, and use your socket to get the 10mm nut. Once you're able to get the nut off the other side, this will allow you to remove the bolt that goes through the lever. Your lever will then slide out, and there's a good chance that this little washer that goes in between the lever and the handlebars will pop out. This is necessary to complete this task. So once you've got the bolt out, you're ready to go ahead and remove the lever. Now, removing the lever, you gotta go ahead and you gotta loosen this silver knob so that the line lines up with it. That'll allow you to have a little more slack in your cord to reattach the new lever. To remove the old clutch lever, you pull straight out, turn it over, and that will easily allow you to access the clutch cable. Once you're able to access the clutch cable, you're now able to replace it into the new lever. Go ahead, make sure that it slides in and fits all the way in and locks into position. So once the cable's all the way back in, go ahead, pull the cable down so that it locks back in place, and make sure that when you're putting the clutch back on, the little clutch pin that's out, make sure you slide that back in and that's the only way for it to start engaging itself. So like I was telling you guys before, this was very necessary to complete this task. So because I forgot to put it in, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to slide it up in there and then go ahead and push it right back into place, making sure that my pin also is engaged. Once I have it back in place, it's now time for me to slide that bolt back through. Once the bolt's back in, it's now time to put the 10mm washer back on. Once you have it back in, it's time to tighten it down. Just make sure when you're tightening it down not to tighten it too much, just like the brake side, because you still got to have a little playroom so that it's able to maneuver correctly. And the last thing is make sure you go ahead and tighten this knob back down so that your clutch cable's locked in and ready to go. And the last thing you have to do is go ahead and check to make sure that everything is working correctly, like your clutch is engaging and so are your brakes. So there you have it. 2006 R6s clutch and brake lever change. Came out looking good. Do a lot of work myself on these bikes, at least what I can. So if you guys have any other questions or comments, go ahead and drop in. Look forward to talking to you guys soon.